Hey, what's up, everybody? It's been a while since we had a podcast because James had COVID. I've been real busy with Yoshi's fight, so this episode is going to be real interesting. He's going to fire back questions to me. I don't have no idea what he's going to say or what he's going to ask me, so it should be interesting. Check it out. Right on.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Yamatodamashii podcast. Today, I am almost over COVID. Enson, you're in Kyushu. I hope you're being treated better than I am.
Oh yeah, awesome, man. No one's kicking my ass. No one's making me cough. I just had a bunch of we call them Ishizoku members, brothers. I have a big following in Kitakyushu. I think if anyone's watched the Vice Black Markets, and that's the group that they're like huge fans. They respect me. They love me. They came and hung out. It's kind of cool because when you think of guys going out, you think of girls coming, but there wasn't a single girl. You also think of going to hostess clubs. They asked me if I wanted to go. I said nah. I said let's just hang out here. So we just hung out, and it was really nice. Just catching up. It's been 4 years since I've seen them.
Wow, long time.
Yeah, so catching up with them and awesome time. Good food, just good company, and a lot of pictures. But I'll be posting a video of it on my Instagram and my social media. So I kind of scanned the video, and so all the boys are there. You'll see how much people were there, and there's not a single girl, which is pretty cool, man.
Boys club.
Yeah.
It's funny, isn't it? Catching up with people like post-COVID is kind of, because everyone like sort of treated differently. Me and my friends have a joke about how all haggard we look like in a post-COVID world compared to before, right? So,
and the funny thing is, in this town, there was a real strong Yakuza group called the Kudokai.
Nice.
And when they had the anti-Yakuza movement, this group especially is one of the craziest groups. So they were getting smashed by the police.
Wow.
So now what they told me, my guys told me, the head guy here his name is Ryo. But what Ryo told me was that because the Kudo guy is gone, they've become like one of the most powerful groups in Kitakyushu now. So pretty cool, man. So I'm with one of the most powerful groups here. And they're like my kohai. Kohai is when the guys who are under you here.
Oh, nice. Okay, cool.
Yeah, so super nice, man. Super cool. You know what we're gonna do tomorrow?
What's that?
We're gonna go to Miyamoto Musashi's grave.
Wow.
Where he died and where he last slept before he died. Like there's a cave.
Wow.
So we're gonna go check it out, man.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Awesome. So as far as today's episode, we thought we'd do a bit of a quick fire episode. We thought we'd run through some questions. So I've got some questions. Enson has no idea what I'm going to ask him, and we're going to fire away. It's a chance for you guys to get to know him better. We talk a lot about fighting, so I thought I'd pick a few questions that are unrelated to fighting, and just to see what his thoughts and his opinions are. So the first one I have is, what is your biggest pet peeve?
Ooh, lying. My biggest pet peeve is lying. Oh, no. That's the second biggest pet peeve. My first biggest pet peeve is when people lie. They try to lie over the lie.
Okay, right.
Yeah, that's my biggest pet. I understand that people are human. They make a mistake. They have fear. I've lied before too. But when you get caught out on the lie and you try to lie over a lie, and that just my huge pet peeves. That, and one more thing which I want to say, which is probably equally up there, is people who park in the handicap parking.
Oh, right. Yeah.
I hate that, man. I used to call people out in Japan, but I guess with my age and my wisdom, it's not worth it. And it's, I would like when Japan, whenever Japan, they don't take it seriously. So in America, it's really a serious thing. So no one really parks in the handicap parkings. I don't know what it's like in the UK, but
I used to think people didn't, but then I keep seeing people do it in my like local supermarket. So I'm like, okay,
Bro,
but
Japan, they do it left and right. So
really,
I used
wow,
to go and I used to find who's driving the car. I used to pull up my video camera. I used to film them, telling them, bro, that's so wrong that you're parking the handicap parking, blah, blah, blah. I used to do that. And then just shame them and put it on social media. But the reason why I stopped, not only because I got old and it's not worth the hassle anymore, I also realized that some people could be handicapped without really looking handicapped.
true.
They could be legitimately having a sticker, but they can walk normal, but they have like a bliss slip back or something, that they qualify for a handicap sticker. So yeah, I figured I think some of the times I might have been jumping the gun, and life's already got enough stress and enough curveballs as it is. We don't need to create anymore. So now I don't like it, but I just kind of just smirk and bite my tongue and let it go.
Fair enough. Fair enough. What is a new place where you'd like to visit?
New place.
New place.
I would love to see the Philippines or Vietnam.
You never been to
Egan's
Vietnam?
been to my brother's been to Vietnam. I want to see Vietnam. I've always wanted to go to Jamaica, but I heard like it's a real third world country. But I am interested. I love reggae music. I Jamaica and maybe the Caribbean, man.
Caribbean's cool.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
you said one, but I just named like 4 or 5.
It's cool. Yeah, no, Vietnam's awesome. I went to Vietnam in 2019.
Oh no shit!
Highly
Did you go
recommend
see
it.
those holes that they used to hide in the war?
No, no, but I did.
My
Yeah,
brother told me he could barely get his knees down.
Yeah, we did. We went to one of the museums there, and there was actually something like that where it showed like the hole. I didn't get in the hole, but it's crazy what the people there used to do. But it's fascinating. Went to Ho Chi Minh City and then went to an island as well. But there's so much of Vietnam which looks awesome. So
Oh, really? Yeah.
I would definitely go back and definitely recommend it. And the Caribbean's good as well. I went there when I was quite young.
Oh, wow. But you never been to Thailand yet?
Not yet. Hopefully soon. It's gonna be a fun trip. At some point we will reveal what's going on, right? But maybe that's a conversation a bit further later down the line.
Yes.
So next one I had on my list was: is there one thing that you ever wish you did differently?
There's so many things I would want to say, but the reason why I don't want to say it is because I love my life that I have now and the person that I've become. And I believe every little thing you do guides you to the person you are now. So although there was some, like me getting caught with marijuana here, I would say that I wish I didn't do that. But because I did, it led me on a straighter road. When I played racquetball, I didn't train hard. My brother Egan trained like an animal, and I was one of the lazy ones and didn't train as much. He went to #1 in the world. I went to number 28 only. And I would want to say, like, if I had to do that over, I would train harder in racquetball. But because I didn't train hard, when I was blessed with this lucky chance of becoming a top in another sport, which some people don't even have that chance in one sport. I had a chance in fighting too. Because of that, I learned from my mistake. And I think that is probably the biggest reason why I trained like an animal in fighting and trained so hard that I didn't want to, make the same mistake twice. So with that said, that's something that when you say that, it was like, oh, I wish I hit my marijuana better. Oh, I wish I trained hard in racquetball. But
You're
from those, those little obstacles, it's created who I am today. And I'm really happy with who I am today. So I don't know if there's anything that I'd want to rewind and do over again.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a good way of looking at it. It's kind of, you have things in your head, but actually, you're fine with the end result, right? So
yeah. Oh, for sure.
If you had more time in the day, what would you do?
Oh man, I always wish I had more time in the day. There's so many things that I want to do that I never have time to do. like it's not a specific thing that I would do more of, but I think I could get a lot more done. You know, I mean, with the fishes, with the dogs, with with Sarah, with training, with my physical fitness. You know, cleaning the house. I mean, I would just probably just be able to do a lot more. And I think the days are too short. Human beings sleep too long. So I just wish there was more things to do more in the day. Not necessarily a certain thing, but just more in the day.
More of what you're doing. Yeah, makes sense. Your last meal, what would it be?
Probably ice cream.
Wow. Okay.
Chocolate, ice cream with chocolate swirls in it.
What flavor?
Vanilla.
Wow. Your last ever meal, vanilla ice cream. Okay. I expected
Vanilla
something.
ice cream with chocolate pieces of chocolate in it. I bet you know that I'm thinking of a specific ice cream. That's why I'm saying that.
Yeah. Love it. Most underrated fighter.
Most underrated fighter. That's a tough one. Yeah, I want to say somebody, but I think they're not underrated. Like Nick Diaz, I don't think people realize how good. Well, in this modern day and age, Nick Diaz.
Okay, it's a good shout.
Nick Diaz is a badass, and he's overshadowed by Nate. Nate's a badass too, but Nick's a better ass than Nate. But people don't know that. The fans nowadays think it's all Nate Diaz.
Yeah.
But man, Nick's a badass. Nick for me, my era, Nick was a man, and people don't even know Nick. People don't even know how good Nick is. Connor, and like Connor beat Nate on the second fight, and Masvidal beat Nate, and Masvidal, kind of started calling out Nick because he used that resurrection word and crucified his brother, and Nick got mad and wanted to fight him. And I'm thinking to myself, Nate gave Masvidal a good rub. Nick's gonna kick his ass. There's no way. Nick is so much better, but people don't realize that. So in this modern day and age, with the fans not taking history and OG is important, and they don't know about someone like Nick, I say Nick Diaz.
Yeah, it's a good shout. Most overrated fighter.
Overrated. We will see. What's that guy who's fighting Oliveira?
Islam Makhachev.
Islam Makhachev is overrated. I might eat my words this weekend. I might eat my words, but I think Oliveira's got too much on. I mean, look at the guys Oliveira has beat in the last fights. He's beat Chandler, Gaethje, Dustin Poirier. I mean, God, there's all freaking monsters.
Yeah.
And Makhachev has gone through good fighters, but nothing like the stack that Oliveira has gone through. So I think he's overrated. Definitely. I think his wrestling's good, but his ground and pound's okay. But when you got someone that's good on the ground as Oliveira, his standing's okay, but Oliveira's a wicked standing. And Makhachev's been knocked out before. We'll see.
Yeah, you answered one of my other questions, which is going to be a prediction for that main event. It's all good. A couple of favorites ones here. Favorite movie?
Oh, fuck, you're going to laugh. Rudy.
Oh, really? Wow. Okay.
Any particular reason why? I love how he just worked so hard and kept going and got his dream come true. He wasn't like the greatest player, but he got to run out on the field with the team.
Yeah. Okay.
Rudy Rudiker.
Favorite TV show?
Oh, I like Cops.
Cops. Okay. What, the old school?
Old school Cops or Border Patrol.
Does that one hit home?
I love those, man. I love those shows, man. You know what? I love those shows a lot too is because not only do you get to watch some stupid people making stupid excuses and people getting busted doing bad things, you learn a lot.
Yeah.
I'll be way better at immigration if I get caught with something because I've watched that movie. I'll know better what to say, how to act, and what to do. You know, so
Yeah.
I take it as killing two birds with one stone. You're learning, and you're being entertained at the same time.
Yeah, no, they're pretty entertaining. Those sorts of shows. They're pretty big over here in the UK. Actually, all those immigration
Is
shows.
it? I love those shows, man.
There's a channel which is like always playing them. I can't remember.
Fuck.
You can never remember the name.
TV
Was
all
it
day.
Nothing to Declare? Stuff like that. Like, yeah, they're always.
Yeah.
It's always like the Australian immigration when they look tough.
Yeah, no, Australia and New Zealand, they're real hardcore, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I got caught in New Zealand with I had Viagra and I had sleeping pills.
Wow. So
I was fucking around with them because I didn't think it was a big deal. So I looked at them and I said, "Hey, take whatever you want, but don't take my Viagra." And then they looked at the sleeping pills. I got the sleeping pills from Thailand. I usually just take one when I get on a long flight. And by the time the food comes out, I'm getting drowsy. I eat the food, boom, knockout. Next thing I know, we're almost, descending already when I wake up. At least the Hawaii trips are like that. So the sleeping pills are perfect. Well, I didn't realize that, Thailand laws are different. You can go to a Thailand pharmacist and buy steroids.
Wow.
Yeah, this is right off the counter. Even like when I had my PRP, they put a gel in your knee too to cushion the joints. And it's an $800 a shot. You can buy it in Thailand for like 10 times cheaper. So, with that said, Thailand, when I bought the sleeping pill in Thailand, it had cortisone in it.
Oh, shoot.
So that was like a class, I don't know, whatever. I don't know what they say, class C drug or whatever. And they had to call the police. The police came. I almost didn't make it into New Zealand because of that. And then I had more than 5. I had more than 5 or more than 3. I forgot what it was. And that could also be charged with distribution.
Seriously?
Fucking crazy, man. So what happened is a long thing. There's a long fucking thing. Cops came. They finally decided to let me in. I don't know why I got that lucky. But I had to sign a form saying that now I understand I'll never do it again. And I signed the form. After that, before they're gonna let me in, this guy comes in. I have to go to his office. They question me. They ask me, "What do you do for a living?" And I said, "Oh, I fight for a living." He goes, "Oh, fight? What do you mean you fight?" I said, like MMA. And he goes, "Oh, so you beat up people for a living?" Like real sarcastic. I was like, "Whoa, this is like back in that day. It was about 12 years ago." And America had that type of attitude towards MMA like 15, 20 years ago from that day, and I'm like, wow. I almost felt like I jumped in a time machine. I was back in America like 6 years later, like 6 years earlier. Like, whoa, this is what they used to say in America. So they were so backwards in New Zealand. They still looked at MMA. I mean, even today, I think it's not like that. It's still a little frowned upon. But fucking
strict.
Yeah. Strict as hell, man. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember I went to Miami and they were super strict there. They were just, I think maybe just American border police seem very I don't know, they don't want to fuck around. Everything's very serious.
You know what I want to know is why do immigration and customs people forget how to smile when they're working?
Yeah, I think it's part of the job, right? That's what they're gonna do.
The immigration guys are so uptight. It's like, fucking dude, fucking relax, man. Life is great, bro. They look so mad and serious. It's like almost intimidating.
Some of them aren't so bad over here, actually. When I come back to the UK, sometimes they're kind of just like, hey, like they're not too bad,
cool, man. Like, hey, dude, there's something wrong when you're coming into immigration, asking basic questions. Oh, they can't asking me in Hawaii. Oh, what are you doing? Visiting family. Oh, where you live? Well, why you live there? Like, I start feeling like, fuck, I feel like I'm defending myself. Like, oh, I better be careful. I'm gonna get in trouble. Like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. I'm not doing anything wrong. I'm just answering questions. But the way the answer is almost like they're trying to corner you and trick you. It's like, fuck, man, this is chill out, guys.
Yeah. Back to my list. Favorite submission.
Armbar.
Can't go wrong with a good armbar. Favorite vacation destination.
I wanna say I would say Hawaii, but I used to live there, so I would say that's not like a vacation destination. I like Thailand, but it is like a third world country where I feel like I got to shower every 10 minutes. Um, shit, I don't know. I haven't been there in a while, but I think maybe Guam, man. Guam has the most beautiful beaches. Guam has, I'd say, the world's most beautiful sunsets. And
Nice.
and marijuana's legal.
That always helps. Okay. What would you like to be remembered for?
I think my mission in life is to help people, and I would like to be remembered for one. I would like to be remembered for what I've done for people's lives, whether it's inspiring them through my fights, whether it's inspiring them through my book, or whether the little small gesture I did with a volunteer work that made them happy. That's one thing, and the second thing would be super good for me to hear is someone having a hard time in their life and saying, "What would Enson do?" and decide what to do in what they believe Enson would do, like a role model. So those two things, I mean, that's how I want to be remembered.
Awesome. Yeah. If you hadn't have pursued a career in fighting, what do you think you would have done?
I think I would have went into law.
Law. Whoa. Okay, that one shocked me.
I love the law movies. I mean, Sarah always says I'm a real good I don't want to say real good arguer, but
Right.
I'm a real good negotiator, or when you're hashing something out, when there's a disagreement, or you're trying to talk and work a problem out. I have a real good memory on what people say, and I also I did really well with mediating the yakuza groups. So I feel like my words were good, the way I would react on the spot to things that happen. And I was really interested in doing law. I was actually looking into going to law school.
Oh. Yeah, that one kind of took me aback a bit, actually. But then
Well,
now that
whether I
you
would
say
have
it,
made it or even passed the bar exam was a whole different story. But that's what positive thinking, I think I would have been into and done.
nice, cool. Yeah, I didn't expect that, but now that you say it, it kind of ties together when I think about some of the talents you've had outside of fighting. I think it definitely, yeah, I could see you doing that. Is there a thing that you're currently most looking forward to?
What I'm currently most looking forward to. Yeah, hitting that fucking lottery or that big jackpot in Vegas and being able to do way more with my volunteer work, and making sure that when I pass, Sarah's going to be taken care of.
Nice.
I will hit that big jackpot, so I'm just looking forward to that.
Right, right. Have you got another date for a Vegas trip in mind?
I was supposed to go when I get to Hawaii in the 2027. I was going to actually go for 3 or 4 days and go hit my jackpot, but I was actually going to go with my mom then, but my mom then decided not to go, so I just took it as a sign the universe is telling me to open the shop earlier, make more money on the shop, and possibly God wasn't going to give me the jackpot in this trip, so I would have spent money. So save money, stay in Hawaii, open the shop, and go on another, maybe next year sometime.
Nice, nice. Okay, it's a bit of a random one. 3 types of food. Which is your favorite of the 3? Indian food, Chinese food, or Italian food?
I love all of them. Damn. Well, Chinese is kind of oily, so I would take that out.
Wow.
I love Indian curry. I love butter chicken with garlic naan.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, and that's a toss up between that and the only reason why Italian is because I love lasagna.
Okay. Okay.
So you know what the funny thing about lasagna is, um, I went to Italy, yeah, for a fight. One of my students was fighting in Italy, so I was all excited. Like the land of Italian food, lasagna, dude. I couldn't find a single restaurant that sold lasagna. So I don't know if lasagna is really Italian, considered Italian food. And the only lasagna I could find was at the airport where foreigners are. And I love pizza,
Mhm.
and the pizza isn't pizza. They don't know. They don't have no such thing as pepperoni. They have like raw ham. They have they have all different stuff in the pizza. The pizza doesn't have that tomato base like American pizza. You know, I think Americans MacGyvered the pizza to make it something that we like. You know, Americans like. So
Yeah.
I take that back. With that said, Indian food.
Okay. Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I have quite a lot of it given my in-laws. So
Oh yeah. Oh, that's right. Oh, you.
yeah, yeah,
Wow, you can did make garlic down to make cheese and naan for you, man.
yeah. Yeah, we
Oh,
my in-laws are Punjabi, so it's more like chapatis, which are like the thinner ones. The thick naans are kind of more of a, I think it's a different region in India, but
oh, really?
yeah, you
Interesting.
get the food is very diverse depending on the region.
Mm.
But yeah, if you're a vegetarian, they obviously have really good vegetarian dishes as well, right? Because
Yeah, they have good vegetarian curry.
mm,
Yeah.
yeah, no, it's an interesting cuisine. But yeah, I know what you mean about Italian food, right? The Italian pizza is completely different to US pizzas, but
No.
I like
So
both.
so 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 knowing that Italian pizza is from Italy, America fucked with the pizza and made something else and called it pizza.
Yeah. Well, I can safely say though, you've never had a pizza in the UK. We've got some terrible ones. Like Turkish pizza is, you get a pizza from a kebab shop, you'd be shocked. In fact, there was a funny ass video a long time ago, probably about 10 years ago. I think it was Dana White. He ate some like Turkish pizza or something, and he was complaining about how bad it was and how much of a bad stomach he had. And like, it's very, very typical that in England we don't have I would say we don't have the best pizza. So
Oh,
you
really? Yeah.
think yourself
Interesting.
lucky. Although Japan pizza's like, I don't
Japan
think.
pizza got some sick pizza, man.
You reckon? I had one or two, and I was like, "What is this?" That cheese was totally different.
Oh, I love it, man. They have like teriyaki chicken pizza and
Wow.
fuck, it's so good. I love the Japan pizza. You haven't ate the right pizza. When you come to Japan, we'll order some pizza one night.
Yeah, let's do it because yeah, the one I had was weird. So I need to try something different there.
Sounds good.
Might be a tough one to recall, but best advice you were ever given.
Um, Best advice I was ever given is you can't change the world.
Wow.
Like I was the type of guy that always, you know, when people like someone did something wrong, like some guy went and um, screamed at a lady in the car, I would have to get involved and say, "Hey, dude, don't do that. You know, be nice to old ladies or whatever." And sometimes I would even get into fights because these guys would be doing something wrong. And my dad and my mom would tell me, like, just let it go. Why do you get involved in shit like that? And my answer was always, but that's wrong. They should know they shouldn't be able to do that. And my mom used to always tell me, Enson, you can't change the world. Doing that and doing that, they're not going to change.
Mm.
And I every time they told me that, I was like, yeah, you're right. But then it was like, next thing something happens again, I fucking can't stand it. I just got to tell the guy off, tell him, set him straight, hoping that he learns and never does it again. But again, like you really can't change the world, man. So that was one of the best advice I think my parents gave to me.
Yeah, it's good advice. You probably have quite a few of these, but do you have a favorite fan encounter?
Well, I had already 4 of them that had contacted me at the brink of suicide.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was a guy that was in Hiroshima. He he was driving to Tokyo to kill himself because that's where he had, you know, I think the last time he was with his parents or something, and he said just for the hell of it, he sent me a message on Facebook telling me his situation. And I messaged him back saying, hey, you know what, let me tell you this. I said, don't do it. And how about if we meet up and I can come talk to you? And I said, you know, if you I mean, it's your choice, but if you do that, we're never going to meet. But if you don't, we're going to meet. And we ended up meeting. I ended up bringing him on a mission up north. Wow. He helped me pass out goods to the people. And he's married today.
That's awesome.
He just had a kid. I mean, he's happy. There was another guy in Osaka that wanted to kill himself. I call him Kong now. And he, you know, I told him that, you know, he's a huge fan. And I told him the same thing. I said, you know, if you kill yourself, we're never going to meet. But if you don't, I said, I'm in Osaka right now, so we can meet up. And he came and met. He's a kind of a strange fellow, but yeah, he's still alive today. We're in touch about maybe once or twice a year. Yeah. And there's a bunch of others, man. There's one guy that's he was a young kid. He's part of my group called the Ichizoku, the family. And we have Ichizoku parties. He comes by. He's doing super good now, but he was 16 years old when he contacted me. And he just wanted to kill himself. And I talked to him, signed him a book, although he doesn't read English. And we got in touch. We kept hanging out. And, you know, there's a bunch of those, man. There's about 4 or 5 of those that, you know, and if anything, I mean, how much cooler can a fan encounter be? Saving their life, you know? So
that's amazing. That's literally.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I'm blessed to be able to have that you know, that type of fame that can actually do something like that. I mean, it's so awesome.
It's cool though, especially that first guy. The fact you took him up north as well to do a mission, like that must have, you know, changed his thinking, right? Like completely. Like,
yeah,
that's how I always think. If you're, you know, feeling low, you give back. It stops you feeling low, right? Because there's people that need help everywhere.
You know what's real funny is when we walked across Japan, he was one of the guys from when we passed Hiroshima. He met us there. Awesome. He came and met us, and you know, when we walked across Japan, we did it with only help of the people. So we spent no money. We bought no food, no water, and we only would be able to bake it with the help of the people. And he actually met us up, bought us pizza, fed us pizza that night.
That's wicked.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, awesome. I mean, I'm still in touch with him.
Yeah.
Facebook. So everything's good, man.
Yeah, that's definitely some really awesome fan encounters. It's kind of changing changing the pace a little bit. If you were going on a big night out, let's just say maybe even back in the day, maybe now, who are your go-to people? Who are you bringing?
A big night out, meaning what? Like what? A big fight or a fun time?
No, like hit the town, party hard.
Oh, hit the town. Okay, I don't do that anymore. But if I were gonna do that, assuming that if I'm doing it, I probably wasn't with Sarah. Okay. So I would just probably bring some of my students, me and, you know, Zuzu, the guy looks like a gorilla that comes and hangs out with me a lot.
Yeah.
You know, some of my friends, you know, I have a bunch of guys, Nachi, and we would go out like old times and hit the town and
cause chaos.
Go hunting. Yeah, it was chaos. But you know, the funny thing is I never drank.
Yeah, right. That's what I mean. But you still managed to have a good time, though, right?
In the mix of all that excitement and all that partying and seeing people like slowly get drunk and some of them down and out. And yeah, I mean, we're out there just trying to find chicks, you know. It was about the mission was to find chicks. And 99% of the time we never found chicks. But we did, you know, we did have exciting things happen. We had problems with Yakuza. We had problems with guys, you know, feeding the girl we were with cocaine, you know, and little, you know, it was like a lot of the times we would go out, have problems, and go home with a bag of $50,000 cash, you know.
Okay. Okay.
So sometimes those problems were really good because they paid a penalty.
Wow.
Yeah, so sometimes we were letting things there like, we go out, we never paid for anything. We had free entry into the clubs with free drinks, and we just hang out in the VIP room and everything. And
That's awesome.
sometimes we'd just be driving home with $50,000 cash. Like, whoa. Yeah, so it was real exciting. This shit would just happen, man. I mean, you would hope that it would be days that we pick up chicks and bring them all home, but that never did happen, but it very, very rarely did happen. And it was more, we'd come back alone, or we'd go back with a bag of cash.
I think I'd take the bag of cash over the women. But
Yeah, no, yeah, oh yeah, for sure. But you know what though? That when you get cash like that, it never stays with you.
I bet.
I must have made over $800,000 on jobs here and there, and you know what? I got nothing for it. I got nothing to show for it. We blew them as easy as that money came. We blew it. So yeah, so I don't know. Maybe I would rather take the girl because there's more memories there. Yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
Oh, then again, we did have a lot of memories with the cash.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
you think with that sort of cash you got to blow it, right? So
one trip we had this guy who backstabbed me, and we caught him, and I was going to throw him off a building, and in order to save him, he had to pay me I think it was 50,000.
Whoa.
I had 4 guys with me. I gave each of them 10 grand cash. I kept 20. And we all went to Thailand and had a great old time.
Okay. Thailand as well, like the cheapest place in the world, right?
Yeah, and you know how long that money went, man. That money went far, man.
Wow, that's crazy. Yeah, we'll have to do a no holds barred episode one time.
Yeah, maybe, huh?
Right. I don't have much more on my list. In fact, the final 2 questions are: is there someone you wish you could have met that you haven't?
Mike Tyson.
Nice.
He's still alive. I might be able to meet him.
I hope so. Yeah.
Yeah, Mike Tyson.
I wonder how does that conversation go?
Fuck, I don't know. I might just fanboy and say, "Oh my god, Mike Tyson! I'm fucking watch you fight." I would be with someone, like maybe if I'm with Dana White and he knows Mike Tyson well, it'll be more of a casual thing, like, "Whoa, what's up, Mike, man?" And even he's such a he has so much good philosophies and his thoughts and his I would love to pick his brain on what he thinks and what he thought at the time when he fought. I mean, there's so much that I would want to ask him that I probably wouldn't remember anything when I meet him. So, I mean, for me, just to shake his hand, get a picture with him, and just say, "Man, I admire you and I love your ferocity," would be enough.
Nice. And final question relates to this weekend. I was wondering if you had a prediction for your fighter, Tsuyoshi Sudario's big fight against Janos.
I think they're gonna exchange them standing. Where I think I see Janos not being able to mix with him and wanting to take him down. Tsuyoshi sprawling on him, getting on top, and then pounding him from on top on the ground and winning on the ground and pound.
Nice.
Anticipate that.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it. It's happening on Sunday or Saturday night in the US. And yeah, it's available on Fight, which is cool. So international fans can watch it, which is great. So I'll be looking forward to that. I'll be watching that. And yeah, anything else about this weekend or anything you want to share?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna go check out Miyamoto Musashi's grave.
Nice.
Looking forward to that. Might have some time there. Might bless some juzu, some bracelets there.
Awesome.
I mean, he was. I mean, back in the samurai era.
Yeah,
When they
he
had
was right.
disputes, they would fight to the death. And this guy never lost. I mean, how the hell does he fight numerous battles but never died?
Yeah, because for people that don't know, right, he's the really famous samurai, right?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the crazy thing about him, he has this famous book, A Book of Five Rings.
Yes, that's it. That's
And
what
it's
yeah.
funny because I've tried to read it, but it's hard to understand. You kind of got to read the book over and over to get the gist of it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I've been told so many times that you must have read the Book of Five Rings because your what the things you say is all a part of that book. I'm like, wow, I never really read the book yet.
Yeah.
So it's kind of intriguing to me that I mean, it feels kind of douchey to compare myself to someone like Yamatodamashii, but I think there's a lot of similarities in our mindset and what we think because he
Nice.
had a lot of same, apparently, he had a lot of same philosophies with me. I gotta really sit down and really read the book one day. I mean, I've
Yeah.
skimmed through it, but I've never really read it. But I should actually need to read it one day. So, I mean, I love to read into more depth what people are saying about you and him have the same type of thinking, and
Yeah. Maybe
so
you should get it on audiobook, and that way you could listen to it when you're traveling or something. Might be a good shot.
good idea.
Cool. Well, yeah, thank you so much, everybody, for watching. A really sort of quick episode. Apologies, there was a bit of a break. I had COVID. Enson's been busy training fighters, partying with Yakuza, doing all the stuff he does. But yeah, hopefully we'll be back next week talking about everything that happens from Rising 39, talking about the big UFC card this weekend as well. And yeah, we will speak to you guys again soon.
Right on. Thank you for coming. All right, that was cool. Caught me off guard, some of them, but awesome questions. Interesting. Hope you guys get to know me better. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Right on, guys.